All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm super excited to examine this case. It's a case that popped up due to me researching the cosmology of Marvel. Now, if you guys don't know, when I hit 10K, I am going to be dropping my Marvel versus DC cosmology comparison. Basically, trying to figure out which cosmology is stronger. Now, to do so, I have to get in depth with both sides of the story. And on the Marvel side, observing the Hell Lords and the deities, I had a really interesting scenario pop up in which I had to consider, is Oblivion really the strongest out of all these like negative deities, or does Cyttorak have a case? So for this video, we will be looking at both sides, the arguments to be made, the case to be made for both, and then I'll let you guys tell me in the comment section who you think is more likely stronger, and if you think this discussion at all is interesting, because if you like stuff like this, I'll continue to do so through whenever I have a case like this pop up during my research. So first off, I want to look at Cyttorak. Cyttorak is a demonic lord, one of the Octessens that initially was in the universe with the other Octessens, but then they're banished from the universe. But when he was banished, he left behind a gem. This gem allows anyone who picks it up to become his avatar, or the avatar of Cyttorak. This avatar is granted boundless, infinite magic energy that basically makes him invulnerable and damn near immeasurable strength, right? So this is just an infinitesimal aspect of the true power of Cyttorak. Cyttorak does reside within his own realm, the Crimson Cosmos. This Crimson Cosmos exists outside of the natural order of things, to the point that when Doctor Strange got stuck there, Doctor Strange was rendered helpless because the other deities that he would summon upon, the old ancient beings that predate time, space, all that, beings that even wildly powerful cosmological figures like Living Tribunal, they invoke him. These beings could not be used in the Crimson Cosmos. They are powerless in the realm of Cyttorak, right? Cyttorak also, at one point, way later in the comics, stated that in comparison to the true unbridled force of the Phoenix Force, it's comparable. He said it's like in his league of power. And this is no slight, because the Phoenix Force, true like unleashed Phoenix Force, is enough to threaten pre-retcon Beyonder. We know this because just Jean Grey with the Phoenix let the Phoenix power loose for a few seconds, and pre-retcon Beyonder was like, oh shit, like that bitch almost killed me. So we know the ridiculousness of the power of the Phoenix Force. Like, it's even way above the likes of Thor and all that. It's just ridiculously powerful. And he was like, yeah, it probably does somewhat scale to me, but then again, maybe not. So we really don't know. Plus, you got to look at the fact that Galactus got absolutely embarrassed, manhandled, mauled, whatever you want to call it, by an avatar of Cyttorak in the realms. They got yanked in Galactus' ship. Him, Doctor Strange, and Nova got yanked out by crimson bands of Cyttorak and pulled into the realm and got bullied. Like, it is what it is. So if cosmic beings like Galactus are casually getting folded by avatars, like, come on, bro, it's ridiculous. But then you gotta look at the other side of things with Oblivion. Oblivion does have a heavy case for being the heavy hitter among this group of beings, right? Because Oblivion is a member of the four, they're basically siblings of creation, which is eternity, infinity, death, oblivion. You have all of these things. It's pretty obvious by now that Oblivion should be slightly stronger than the brothers and the sister, whatever you want to call it, because it is blatantly stated that beyond death, there is something beyond death. You know, death is not the stopping point in the Marvel omniverse, and beyond death is unlife, or non-life, which is oblivion or nothingness. It is the absence of life. Death, there is still something there. That is the end of life, right? The complete void of it, the complete nothingness, that's what oblivion is. So eternity, when eternity is gone, oblivion will be there. Infinity gone, oblivion will be there, right? Now, there's other things. Like one of the biggest points, I believe, Chaos King. Chaos King is just like an infinitesimal avatar of Oblivion, and he was able to wipe out like 98% of the multiverse. It was ridiculous. They were worried that if he was to stumble upon the realm of the divine gods, the abstract realm, if he found it, they were worried he would kind of just run through and beat the shit out of everybody. So it's like, man, Eternity basically said like, yeah, Chaos King is essentially my power rival, my natural rival, and if we battle, I'll cease to exist, and he wants to cease to exist. So it's kind of a shit situation. So I think the Chaos King showings, obviously Chaos King has better showings than Juggernaut. By the way, if you can't tell by now, we outside with it again. Shout out to Mother Nature, who would lose to both of these characters. But continuing on, I definitely see the appeal of the Oblivion side of things, and like I was saying, Juggernaut doesn't scale as an avatar to the likes of a Chaos King. It is what it is. But that's not really, it's not a measurement of avatars right now. Like, if it was, of course, Oblivion takes it 10 times out of 10. His avatars have better showings. But this is a measurement of the power source. Now, there was an incident in which I want to observe that I find to be very interesting. So, at one point in the comics, skipping between Juggernaut showings, Astonishing X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and Incredible Hulk, Juggernaut at one point was bullying on Doctor Strange. Eternity pulled up. Eternity was being a hoe and was like, okay, Juggernaut, you're wildin'. I need to banish you. BFR's Juggernaut, because that's all his haters did back then. And when he got BFR'd, he got sent to the realm of Oblivion. Oblivion, sensing this alien presence, did not like it. It's blatantly stated, and was trying to get rid of Juggernaut. However, Juggernaut had his full suit on and the Gem of Cyttorak, and the power of the Gem of Cyttorak would not allow Oblivion to get rid of him. This is interesting because it's pretty easy to perceive this as, yeah, even the Gem of Cyttorak, even just the presence of some form of power from Cyttorak alone is enough to hold off Oblivion on Oblivion's home turf. Last piece in Cyttorak, well, there's a few more, but another major one for sure that makes this interesting with Cyttorak is compared to Oblivion. Oblivion, I don't think anyone's going to argue Oblivion is a nice guy. He should be neutral, honestly, because he's nothing, but he's not a nice guy. And it's stated in, I believe, one of the guidebooks that Oblivion was not the strongest dark magic user. It stated the strongest of all the dark magic users is, in fact, Cyttorak. Now, if you want to argue neutrality, Oblivion doesn't count, okay, that's fine. But Cyttorak potentially would scale above everybody, all of the demon hell lords, all of it. He should, at that point, be up there as one of the top in all of Marvel by proxy. So it does make it very interesting. Another good question to ask yourself: who would win, Eternity or Cyttorak, with Cyttorak and Eternity, being at full power? Knowing that Eternity has had Twitter beef with Dormammu and they stalemated, I don't have much faith in Eternity beating Cyttorak. I mean, Mephisto, Dormammu, all of them kind of recognized as Cyttorak when he turns up in terms of among the Hell Lords. He's kind of built different. Like they said that on panel, he's the most militant. So I do think he would rock Eternity's shit. And Eternity definitely can't pull up to the Crimson Cosmos. So it's very interesting. As well as Something else I want you people to analyze and think for yourselves. The natural order of things. Say what you want. Oblivion is a part of the natural order of things. He's one of the original pillars, right? He's nothingness. Nothing is something. It is. You have that, right? Then you have someone outside of the natural order. It is stated multiple times and shown multiple times that Cyttorak does not belong to the natural order of creation. He's outside of it. So, is he potentially outside of even Oblivion? Can you argue that? I think you can, and I think it's fascinating. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you like videos like these where I examine the case of high cosmological beings, it's not really a versus battle, just kind of comparing where they stand in their own verse and how strong they are and stuff like that. Let me know. Anyways, it's been your boy, YFE. We're on the road to 10K. Let's keep it pushing, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.